You stopped here for a reason. You did not find this message by accident, and I need you to understand that, before we go another second further, this is not a random video on your screen. This is not coincidence. This is not the algorithm. This is God. And He sent this message specifically for you today, at this exact moment in your life. I need to talk to you about a door that closed. Not just any door, a specific door. A door you prayed over. A door you believed for. A door that felt, at the time it shut, like the worst thing that had happened to you in years. Maybe a relationship that ended when you thought it was finally the one. Maybe a job you had prepared for, pursued, and lost. Maybe a move, an opportunity, a chapter of life that seemed destined for you. And then, without warning, without an explanation that satisfied your soul, it closed. And it did not just close quietly. It closed hard. It closed in a way that left you standing on the other side, staring at it, wondering what you did wrong, wondering if God was punishing you, wondering if you had misread the signs. I know the weight of that moment. God knows the weight of that moment. And today, He is sending you a message you have been waiting to hear. That door did not close because you failed. That door did not close because God forgot you. That door did not close because your faith was not enough or your prayers were not heard. That door closed because behind it, behind the very thing you were crying out for, was a trap. And the God who sees everything, the God who knows the end from the beginning, the God who loves you with a love that has never once wavered, He closed it to save you. He closed it to protect you. He closed it because what was waiting on the other side would have cost you something you cannot afford to lose. You were not rejected. You were redirected. And before this message ends, you are going to understand why. If you are new here, welcome to this channel. Every day this space is devoted to one thing, bringing you the word that God has for His chosen people. Not a general message, not a broadcast. A personal, specific, urgent word from the heart of the Father to the heart of His child. Subscribe right now, turn on the bell so you never miss what God is saying, and comment below the word protected. Not because it is a formula, not because it is a ritual, because the moment you type that word, you are making a declaration that you will no longer spend your energy mourning what closed. You are choosing to trust the one who closed it. Comment protected right now. Let that be the beginning of something new. Now, I need to take you somewhere. I need to take you back to a young man who had a dream. His name was Joseph. And if you have heard his story before, I need you to hear it again. Not as a story about Egypt, not as a story about prison, but as a story about a door that closed. A door that closed violently. A door that closed at the hands of people who were supposed to love him. A door that, from every human angle, looked like a catastrophe, looked like the end, looked like proof that God had either forgotten him or never really had a plan for him at all. Joseph's brothers threw him into a pit. Genesis 37:24 records it plainly. They took him and threw him into the cistern, and the cistern was empty with no water in it. No water, no comfort, no explanation. No one came back to say, "This is part of the plan." He sat in that empty pit not knowing that the very confinement that felt like abandonment was the first step in the most extraordinary journey of his life. Do you see what the pit was? The pit was a closed door. Every door his brothers tried to open. The door of fraternal love, the door of his father's house, the door of the life he had known, closed, one by one, violently. And then they sold him. And then Potiphar's wife lied. And then the prison doors shut around him, door after door after door, and closed. And not one of those doors closing was an accident. Not one of those doors closing was God being absent. Every single closing was God navigating Joseph through territory that would have destroyed him if he had arrived too early, or with the wrong preparation, or with his pride still intact, or with his character still unformed. Joseph had to go through the pit before he could survive the palace, and so do you. The door that closed last year, I need you to hear this, was not a prison. It was preparation. You called it rejection. God called it redirection. You called it failure. God called it formation. You looked at that closed door and you grieved, and God does not minimize your grief. But today, He is pulling the curtain back so you can see what was on the other side of that door. Because what you were walking toward, what looked, from your angle, like everything you had been waiting for, was a trap. Not a small inconvenience. Not a minor detour. A trap. There was a Potiphar's wife on the other side of that door. There was a betrayal you would not have survived on the other side of that door. There was a bondage disguised as a blessing on the other side of that door. And God, the God who numbers your hairs, the God who catches every tear, the God whose thoughts toward you outnumber the grains of sand, as it says in Psalm 139:17, that God saw what you could not see. He saw around the corner you were running toward, and He did the most loving thing a father can do for a child who is about to step into traffic. He closed the door. Isaiah 43:19, and I want you to feel the weight of this verse. It says, "See, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs up. Do you not perceive it? I am making a way in the wilderness and streams in the wasteland." Do you not perceive it? That is the question God is asking you today. Do you not perceive it? Because the new thing has already begun. The door that closed was not the end of your story. It was the beginning of the chapter that changes everything. The wilderness you walked through last year was not a wasteland. He abandoned you in. He was making a stream in it. He was laying a road in it. He was building something in the ground of your hardship that is about to spring up right now in a way that will make you say, oh, that is why. That is why the door closed. Now I see it. You are about to see it. But first, and I say this with the urgency of someone who knows what it costs people to wait without the right tools. First, I need to pause and tell you about something that has been changing lives for people who, just like you, have been standing on the other side of a closed door wondering what comes next. There is a season where God reverses everything, not slowly, not partially, everything. And that reversal has a timing, a rhythm, a specific movement, and most people miss it because they do not know what to look for or how to position themselves for it. The turn of the chosen, how God uses exactly 7 days to reverse everything that was against you, was written for exactly this moment in your life. People who have spent years in the holding pattern, the waiting, the wondering, the watching others move forward while they stood still, have used this and watched God begin reversing things they had accepted as permanent within days. The link is pinned in the first comment. If you feel that prompting in your spirit right now, that "this is for me" feeling, do not ignore it. Click the link pinned in the first comment. Get the turn of the chosen. And comment protected below to declare that the reversal of your story begins today. Now, let me take you deeper, because the trap was real, and I want you to understand what I mean by that. There is an enemy. Ephesians 6:12 is unequivocal. Our struggle is not against flesh and blood, but against rulers, against authorities, against the powers of this dark world, against the spiritual forces of evil in the heavenly realms. The enemy you are dealing with is not random. The enemy studies you. He watches your patterns, your hungers, your longings. He knows what you are desperate for, and he builds his traps around your desperation. The relationship that closed, did you notice looking back that it was built almost perfectly around your loneliness, that it offered exactly what the loneliest part of you had been starving for? That is not coincidence. That is architecture. The enemy architected that offer to match your wound, and if God had not closed the door, you would have walked in, not because you were foolish, but because you were hungry. And the relationship would have consumed something in you that cannot be easily restored. your peace, your identity, your sense of what you deserve, your future. The job that closed. Did you notice it was built almost perfectly around your ambition, around your need to prove yourself, your need for recognition, your need to finally make the people who doubted you eat their words? That is not coincidence either. It was a golden chain. It would have given you the title but taken your soul. It would have given you the salary but taken your time, your health, your family, your calling. And you would have looked successful from the outside while dying on the inside, because the thing that was killing you was wearing the face of everything you had wanted. God saw the chain inside the gold. You only saw the gold. And He loves you too much, too specifically, too fiercely, too personally, to let you walk into a room with a chain waiting for your neck and call it a blessing. Proverbs 19:21 says, "Many are the plans in a person's heart, but it is the Lord's purpose that prevails." Your plans were good, your desires were real, but the Lord's purpose prevails. Not because your plans did not matter, but because His purposes are the only ones with the architecture to bring you all the way through. Your plans took you to the door. His purpose knew what was behind it. And His purpose said, "Not this one, not now, not this way." The hidden season was not punishment. It was protection. I need you to sit with that. I know the hidden season has been lonely. I know it has felt like invisibility. I know you have watched people who seemed less qualified, less faithful, less devoted than you. Watch them walk through doors that opened wide while yours stayed shut. And the grief of that is real. The confusion of that is real. The temptation to believe that something is wrong with you, that God sees something disqualifying in you that He does not see in others. I know that temptation well, because every person God has ever set apart for something extraordinary has sat exactly where you are sitting. Moses sat there in the wilderness of Midian for 40 years. 40 years of tending another man's sheep while the calling he had been born for felt buried and forgotten. Exodus 3:1. And he was tending the flock of Jethro, his father-in-law, the priest of Midian, tending a flock in the wilderness, invisible, unrecognized, seemingly passed over. And in those 40 years, Moses was being formed into the only kind of person who could stand before Pharaoh without crumbling. The humility of the hidden season was the only thing that could hold the weight of the assignment that was coming. You cannot carry what is coming if you have not been formed by what you are in. The hidden season is forming you. David sat there too. After Samuel anointed him king, after the oil ran down his face, after the word of the Lord declared his destiny, David went back to tending sheep. He did not go to the palace. He went back to the fields, and in those fields he killed the lion, he killed the bear. He developed the intimate relationship with God that would sustain him through Saul's jealousy, through the cave of Adullam, through years of running for his life. 1 Samuel 17:34-36. The victories in the fields that no one witnessed were the preparation for the victory in the valley that the whole nation would remember. The Goliath moment requires the lion moment, and the lion moment happens when no one is watching. No one is watching your wilderness. No one is counting your faithfulness in the hidden place. No one is recording the prayers you pray in the middle of the night, the worship you offer when there is nothing to celebrate yet, the trust you choose when every human evidence suggests you have been forgotten. God is watching, and nothing you have done in the hidden place has been lost. Let me pause here, because I want to give you something practical. Something that bridges the spiritual truth you are receiving today with the actionable posture that will position you for what is coming next. So many people receive the word. They receive the revelation. They feel the fire of it. They say, "Yes, God, I believe it." And then they go back to the same place of waiting without any shift in how they are praying, how they are decreeing, how they are positioning themselves spiritually. And the breakthrough that was near gets delayed, not because God withheld it, but because they did not know how to cooperate with what he was releasing. Chosen in action. 21. Spiritual decrees that change your reality in less than 7 days is the bridge between the revelation you receive and the reality you walk into. These are not vague affirmations. These are specific, targeted, scripture-rooted decrees that shift the atmosphere around your life, over your home, your finances, your relationships, your open doors. People who felt completely stuck used these decrees and watched things move that had not moved in years. Because decree and faith together create movement. Job 22:28. You will decree a thing and it will be established for you. The link is pinned in the first comment. Get chosen in action. Start decreeing. Start cooperating with the reversal God has already authorized over your life. Now let me tell you what God sees when He looks at you today. He does not see someone who missed their window. He does not see someone who got left behind. He does not see a life that is behind schedule, because His purposes do not operate on your calendar. They operate on His, and His calendar is not late. His calendar is precise. Ecclesiastes 3:11 says, He has made everything beautiful in its time. Everything, including the closed door, including the season that felt like nothing, including the year that looked like loss. The door that closed last year was not the last door. It was the door that kept you out of the trap long enough to be ready for the right door. And the right door, I want you to feel this. The right door is already open. You cannot see it yet because you are still standing with your back to it, staring at the one that closed. And God is saying to you today, with the same gentleness He used when He spoke to Elijah under the juniper tree in 1 Kings 19:5, arise and eat. The journey is too great for you. Get up. Get the provision I have put in front of you. Stop lying down in the grief of the closed door and arise, because what I am sending you to is greater than anything you lost. Arise. What you call delay, I call preparation. What you call rejection, I call redirection. What you call the worst year of your life, I call the year I saved you from something you do not yet have the eyes to see, but you will. You will have the eyes to see it soon. And when you see it, when you look back from the other side of the open door you're about to walk through, you will not grieve the closed one anymore. You will thank me for it. You will put your hand over your mouth in awe of my precision. You will say, if that door had not closed, I would not be standing here. And standing here, where you are going, is worth everything the closed door cost you. I have never let you go. Not once. Not even in the silence. Now, for those of you who have been walking this season of waiting without the tools that could have been accelerating your movement, I want you to hear this. There are people who have lost things, finances, relationships, opportunities, years, and who watched God reverse every single one of those losses in a specific, documented, measurable window of time. Not because they were more deserving, not because their faith was larger, but because they understood the pattern of God's reversal and they positioned themselves correctly inside of it. The turn of the chosen. How God uses exactly 7 days to reverse everything that was against you, combined with the 7 steps of the chosen. How to shield your life, unlock blessings, and defeat enemies in 21 days. Together, these resources give you the complete picture. The reversal pattern and the 21-day shield. What God is reversing, He wants protected. What He opens, He wants guarded. Both links are pinned in the first comment. If you have been in a long season of loss, this is the moment to get equipped. Comment protected and click the link right now. Let me bring this home. You remember where we started. You remember the weight of that closed door. You remember standing on the wrong side of it, or what felt like the wrong side, wondering if God was done with you, wondering if you had heard Him wrong, wondering if the dream was yours or just something you had invented to survive the ordinary. The dream was real. The door that closed was not the dream dying, it was the dream being protected from a premature birth. Because a dream born too early, into a season, a context, a version of you that was not ready to hold it, would have collapsed under its own weight. Joseph's dream did not die in the pit. It aged there, it deepened there, it lost the arrogance of youth and gained the wisdom of suffering. And when it finally arrived in the palace, when the door finally opened, Joseph was the only version of himself who could have survived it. You are becoming the version of yourself who can survive what is coming. And what is coming is worth the wait. I did not bring you this far to abandon you now. This message did not find you by accident. Nothing about your life is an accident in my hands. The enemy wanted the closed door to be the last thing you believed in. God is making it the beginning of the testimony you will tell for the rest of your life. The testimony that says, I prayed for that door and it closed, and it saved my life. The testimony that turns your mourning into a ministry. The testimony that the person sitting in grief right now, watching this video, the one who needs to see that God does not abandon his chosen, your testimony is for them. And it is not finished yet. You have not been forgotten. You have been prepared. And what is coming will make the waiting make sense. You are chosen. And chosen people do not walk this path alone. For those of you who are ready to stop standing still and begin moving, who are ready to stop mourning what closed and start positioning for what is opening, one final resource I want to put in your hands before you go. The turn of the chosen gives you the reversal pattern, and you can claim it right now. The link is pinned in the first comment. Click it, receive it, open it, begin, comment. Protected right now. Not as a formula, but as a declaration of faith. A declaration that says, I trust the God who closed the door. I trust the God who protected me. I trust the God who is opening what no man can shut, as it says in Revelation 3:8. Protected is your word for today. Comment it, own it, declare it. Subscribe to this channel and turn on every notification, because God has a word for you every single day, and I will not stop bringing it. Share this video right now with the person in your life who has been grieving a closed door. You may be the instrument God uses to set them free from the mourning that has been holding them back. You may be the reason they stop staring at the closed door and turn around to see the open one. Your obedience to share is an act of love. Do it now. God is not finished with you. He has never been finished with you. The door that closed was not the end. It was the beginning, and it begins today.